The 2023 age group semifinals was this past weekend, and these 4 tests were really tough. I wanted to share this video and go through tests number 1 and 2 and share with you exactly what I was thinking, show you the entire videos start to finish so you can see my performance. And I hope you like these videos where I just kind of sit back and allow myself to share with you how I got through these workouts, what my thought process was, my strategy, the surprises, different things like that. And I know that for me, I love watching other people work their way through workouts. I mean, I would love everyone to share all of these so I could just kind of see how everyone got through these. But for now, here's how I got through these. And before we jump into event number 1, I want to say thank you to Element. Element is the sponsor of this video. Element is a tasty electrolyte drink with everything you need and nothing you don't. There's no sugar, there's no fillers, there's no crazy additives. We've got salt, magnesium, and potassium in just the perfect ratios. Over the past 6-8 months, I've been using Element as both a pre-workout as well as a recovery drink, and I really feel like my performance has taken off since I've been using it. I really enjoy it, and I very much appreciate Element sponsoring Masters athletes in this community. If you're someone who sweats like me or trains hard, you need to replenish those electrolytes. So, as you know, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack of 8 single-serving packets free with any order. All you've got to do is go to drinkelement.com/Jason Grubb. This deal is only available through my link, so you've got to go to drinklmnt.com/Jason Grubb. Thank you, Element, for sponsoring this video. And I also want to thank Barbell Apparel for providing this shirt. This is the first video I've ever done not wearing a specific workout shirt. I actually didn't train today. It's a week that I'm taking off, so I've been wearing regular clothes, and I just don't have clothes that fit me, that are regular clothes. So Barbell Apparel, they design clothes specifically for athletes, and I've got a shirt that fits. I'm wearing shorts that aren't CrossFit board shorts. This weekend, I went out to dinner and I was wearing jeans that fit and a button-down shirt, which is just insane. I haven't worn anything like that in years. So thank you, Barbell Apparel. Let's jump into event 1. We've got a workout that starts with a 1,000-meter row, then 100 double unders, 20 shuttle runs, that's down and back equals 1 shuttle run. Then we move on to 750 meters on the rower, 75 double unders, 15 shuttle runs, 500 meters, 50 double unders, 10 shuttle runs, then 250 meters, 25 double unders, 5 shuttle runs. Now, I had that pretty dialed in my head as I was working my way through this workout, but after a couple of days, like my brain has just decided I don't want to remember this one. It was tough. So this is the long workout. This is the workout that is really going to test our overall endurance and our capacity to do hard things at a really high heart rate. This is part A of the workout. Part B has us moving into max snatches in 3 minutes right after the end of this. So there's no break, there's no recovery, you go right into max snatches. That is part B of this particular event. It's 2 scores. First score is worth 100 points. The second score, which is the amount of max snatches in 3 minutes, is worth 50 points. So as I entered this workout, I just knew at 3, 2, 1, go, this was going to be a workout that sent me into a particular pain cave, and that I was just going to have to hang out there for a long time. I started the row pulling at about a 1:35 pace. That's a 500-meter split time, a 1:35 pace, and it was way too fast. So I was trying to tap on the brakes to drop it down to 1:45, but I really, for some reason, was just pulling pretty hard during that first minute to minute and a half, and I think that probably set my heart rate a bit high. And then I was just trying to hold on to 1:45 for the remainder of the entire workout. You might wonder, like, is it distracting to have lots of people watching, or even kids walking through the screen? I was actually doing this workout next to another teenager. She is just off screen, and a lot of moving parts going on back here. There's photographers, there's videographers, but honestly, I don't really notice any of that. I am just pretty much focused on that screen, trying to hold my pace, trying to breathe and think about, okay, how am I going to manage my heart rate through this? I'm trying not to explode, trying not to get out of control, trying to pull at a consistent pace and manage transitions on my way through this workout. So one of the things that we'll do as we're watching this particular workout is I will go ahead and scroll a little bit forward. I don't think we need to watch the entire 1,000 meters. It's not super exciting, but I do finish that 1,000. We jump right into double unders. The double unders actually felt really good. What I noticed in this workout was, I was getting really tired of the rower. And when I got tired of the rower, it was time to switch over to double unders. And so I would just hit these double unders and really go for it. And then as soon as I started to get tired of those double unders, it was time to run. That was kind of the flow through this entire workout. So this first set of 100 double unders, I believe I went unbroken on these doubles. I felt pretty relaxed. Heart rate felt pretty good. Wasn't too panicky. And again, I'm counting. My judge is counting. We're trying to make sure we're on the same page. And then it's time to do some shuttle runs. The first shuttle runs are always tough. I'm always trying to find my footing, figure out how many steps I want to take. And I'm going to just tell you that I believe I got 5th or 6th place in this particular workout. I still feel like I've got a ton to figure out on shuttle runs. I am just not smooth. There's a lot of shuffling. It's a lot more work than it should be, I think. This shouldn't be that challenging. I do have someone else that I'm chasing down, a teenager, and she can move really fast through these. So all I'm trying to do at this part is just not get caught. So I'm trying to move with a decent pace. I still felt pretty good here. My heart rate was relatively under control. Didn't feel a lot of pain, but did chip away at these shuttle runs, with a decent pace, I think. We'll see on the shorter shuttle runs when we get down to the 15s, 10s, and 5s. My pace definitely slows down. Yeah, we're really working our way through here. The more shuttle runs I do and the more fatigued I get, the better rhythm I actually find myself shuffling back and forth here. But it was certainly not fun. 20 shuttle runs is not easy. All right, now we're back on the rower. The goal was, again, to keep these transitions as quick as I could, get that rower spinning. There are some advantages to putting some tape on the straps on the rower so that you could just slide your feet in and get going. It could be much faster in a transition, but for me, I need to have my feet in there really nice and tight. So I go ahead and loosen the straps, get out, tighten the straps when I get in, so that I can have my footing in there really tight. Now we're on to the 750 meter row, and we're now in the thick of it. Heart rate is high. I believe that when I was taking a look at my heart rate on this, I was into zone 4 on my heart rate. I don't really pay attention to that too much in workouts. I just have been on kind of a kick lately of knowing where I'm at on workouts. If I'm in zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. I'm rarely in zone 5, rarely, but even zone 4 is pretty uncomfortable for me in these workouts. So I'm chipping my way through this row, and we'll just get our way through this. Really nothing to see here. Just trying to hold a 145 to 150 pace. Now we're on to double unders. Took 1 or 2 breaths, got into the double unders. And again, I found myself feeling pretty relaxed in these double unders. Once I get off that rower, I'm actually so relieved to be off the rower and have a different stimulus that double unders actually felt pretty good. There's a trip, I believe, in the entire workout. I just had a couple of trips here and there, but I definitely took 3 or 4 large breaths on this because I was feeling it. Heart rate was running pretty hot right here, coming off of that rower into these double unders. When I look at my double unders, I see that I could go with a shorter rope. I've still got some work to do on double unders. I'm still someone who likes to have those handles out a bit wider. A shorter rope would help force me into a slightly better position on double unders, but I'm working on that. I have another rope with a slightly shorter cable, but when it comes to test time, I just go with Old Faithful 9 feet cable. It's a little long, but it works. Now we're into the shuttle runs. This pace is just a shuffle. If I could call this a shuffle run, that's probably more accurate. This is as fast as I can go at the heart rate that I'm experiencing with my skill level of shuttle runs. Again, over time, I think I could get better at shuttle runs. I can get better footing. I can practice this a bit, and I could get a bit more efficient at doing these with a higher heart rate. And you'd think after, doing shuttle runs in the open, shuttle runs in quarterfinals, shuttle runs in semifinals, I'd have this dialed in, but I certainly don't have this dialed in perfectly just yet. So I am shuffle running my way through this. We're doing 15 here. We're not going to watch all 15. That's just not very much fun. And again, the goal, get across that line, get into this rower, and I'm feeling a lot of pain right here. I don't want to get going, but I know that I have to just get the flywheel going. If I could just get that thing moving, we're going to be in a really, really good spot. So that's what I do. Just get it moving. Try to get myself to that 145, 150 pace per 500 for this 500 meter run. 500 meter row. If you're watching this, you'll know that this is uncut right here. I'm talking through this. 500 meter row. And again, just chipping through this row. Now we're moving on to 50 double unders. I may go unbroken here. I may have tripped up one time. I can't remember. Feels like a smooth set to me. Trip up on these is just so costly. There's no need. So no tripping. Now we're on to 10 shuttle runs. And I see myself, taking shorter steps. I feel like I've got exactly 8 steps or something across that floor. If I do 7, then I end up turning on the same, or if I do 8 steps exactly, I end up turning on the same foot. If I could do 9 steps, I'm able to switch feet as I turn. On one side, I've got my left foot forward. On the other side, I have my right foot forward. But again, if you are one of those out there that struggles with shuttle runs, you are not alone. I'm right here with you. I'm moving 195 pounds across that floor, down and back and down and back and down and back. 10 times on this one. Get through the 10. And now we're at 250 meters on the rower. And my judge, he forgot to reset the rower. Really no big deal. All I got to do is pull it a couple of times. And, if that costs me a half a second, it really doesn't matter. Not a big deal. Here, it looks like I'm pulling a much faster pace, and I'm not. I'm actually just dying a slow death is what's happening right here. I think I'm pulling 150 or so, but it feels like I should be pulling like a 130. I am truly dying here. And all I'm thinking right now is how am I going to snatch with the way I'm feeling right now? And I know we have a lot of experience going from workouts like this into heavy lifting. I mean, the Open had a workout like this with shuttle runs and burpee pull-ups into a max thruster. Last year, for the semifinals, there was a wall ball workout into a max clean and jerk. So we know that we can lift after we do hard things like this. But I had this feeling like, how in God's name am I going to actually do these snatches? It was really stressful. So these last shuttle runs are not my best shuttle runs. I mean, I'm visibly slowing down because I'm trying to figure out the right balance between controlling my heart rate, slowing down, and also being ready to snatch next. This was a real catch-22 in my head. And I mean, maybe I think I took 6th or 7th on this workout. And if I would have been 10 seconds faster or 20 seconds faster, I would have been in like 2nd or 3rd place on this workout. So there was, all of us were all struggling to figure out, like, how are we going to do anything now? So there I go. I finished. I believe my score was 18:34. My judge told me I have till 21:34 to do all my snatches. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to remember that. I mean, 21:34, it's so confusing in my head to try to remember that particular number. I wish the clock somehow could reset to 0 and I would know. If I was really smart, I would have like had my watch set and just start a new segment on my watch so that I would see exactly where I'm at in the 3-minute mark. But I get this first snatch, and honestly, it went overhead so fast. And I went as if this was an absolute one rep max effort. And it went up pretty well. I was like, okay, got 1 snatch. There's 2 snatches down. One of my challenges at this point is my hands are really sweaty. And my barbell just wants to roll away from me. There's a slight angle on the floor in this particular room. And so as I rest, the barbell tries to sneak away. So I've got to control that barbell, pull it back to me, which takes just enough effort to drive me crazy, if you can imagine. That barbell wants to go and run right into the other competitor. But the snatches are okay. I could have moved faster, but I was worried, and I see that barbell. Oh, it's got to go. I can't let that hit her. It just goes so far up there. I thought as I moved into these snatches that I would start to feel better in these workouts. I thought I would feel less pain. And honestly, it was just as bad the entire time. In fact, the snatches either maintained or even elevated the heart rate just a little bit. And that was somewhat unexpected. I thought my heart rate would be able to slow down. It did not at all. But we're chipping through these snatches. And similar to me recording right now, I don't know what the time is on that clock. Like, I can't really zoom in on that clock because I'm recording one screen and all of this. But in the workout, I wasn't sure exactly how much time I had left. It was a little bit stressful, not knowing where my time was. I mean, I knew I was like 21 and a half, somewhere in that range, maybe. But math is really hard when your heart rate is that high, when you're battling and fighting for every snatch. And just for the record, like, I just recently started being able to power snatch. This was not something I could do. I think I started power snatching 185 about a year ago. Like, all of a sudden, I could power snatch that. That helped in last year's semifinals. It helped during the Open this year, and it helped in this workout. And I think that was my last snatch. I hit it. Barbell is stable. And yeah, it was tough. Now I'm going to walk up to the camera and say the password is jump rope. So that's that workout. Really, really fun experience there. I love workouts that test that long endurance component most of the time. Most of the time, I really enjoy it. But I would say that this workout, I just didn't have a really solid plan heading into this workout. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to attack it. So what that creates in me is a little bit of panic. Like the panic of, what should I hold on this row? The panic of, can I go unbroken on these double unders? That additional panic of, how fast can I go on these shuttle runs? My legs felt like absolute cement going through these shuttle runs. And I just told myself, I've just got to keep moving. I at least have to get a good score on part A, and then we'll see what happens on part B. And that also felt really chaotic. So part of going into competition is realizing that sometimes you're going to have a game plan and it just goes super smoothly. You feel great about the whole thing. Other times you're going to go into it with a game with not much of a plan, because it's really hard to make a plan, and it's going to feel really tough. You're just not going to be sure exactly how you want to do this workout, how you want to approach it, how you want to get through it, what it's going to feel like. And that was this. And the workouts that go like this are much more stressful. So with that said, let's jump into workout number 2. All right, here we go. Event 2. I came into this one with a solid plan. My plan was 9 ring muscle ups into 5 thrusters 6 ring muscle-ups, 5 thrusters, and then we'll go from there. And I'll tell you what I went for next. But here, I'm just looking to get 9 solid, clean ring muscle-ups, making sure I hit lockout position on every one of these reps, try to find a good rhythm. You know, on the lockout, what we're trying to do is show a clean lockout, but not hang out in that lockout because it is quite exhausting. So going for 9, felt pretty good. Come on over to the thrusters. Keep this heart rate well under control right here and get through 5. I am really favoring the ring muscle-ups at this part of the workout, but I needed a break from the rings, so 5 thrusters is just enough to kind of, you know, mix it up, get some thrusters out of the way, but also not overly tax my heart rate, my shoulders. Get over to these ring muscle-ups and just get through these 6. Get them done, make sure they're clean. This first ring muscle-up is where I get up and I always get a bit balanced, and then I work into the next few. Find that rhythm and just go for it. They felt really good that day. Lots of energy. Felt pretty recovered from a good night's rest. This is the first workout of 2 for this day. So get through. I've met the minimum work requirement for the ring muscle-ups. This total workout was as many ring muscle-ups and 135-pound thrusters as possible in 5 minutes. But you had to complete 15 ring muscle-ups in my age group and 15 thrusters. And once you hit 15 and 15, that would be a tie break time. And so you kind of were incentivized to get through the 15 and 15 as quick as possible. So now you see I'm turning around and looking at the clock. So I am using the clock as a gauge. My goal is to get through these 5 before the 2:15 mark. And so here's my tie break. Now I've got 15 ring muscle-ups and 15 thrusters done. And my plan is to rest until the 2-minute 30 mark. And at 2:30, I'm going to do 6 thrusters every 30 seconds. That was my plan going into this workout. It seems like a long time to be resting, and it was. But it also made it so that I could do these sets of 6 in kind of an EMOM style, every minute on the minute, but really it was every 30 seconds on the 30, 6 thrusters. I would drop the bar, look back at the clock, and see, okay, cool. That took me 12 seconds. Now I'm just going to hang out, watch the clock, and just wait. I visualized this in my head, and it was something I felt was doable. This was the strategy. Everything is calm. My heart rate is high, but there's a calmness because I've got a clear plan on how I'm getting through this. Could I have done 6 thrusters every 25 seconds? Maybe. But that's a lot of math. Like, I don't know if I can handle that amount of math. But so here we are. I had my 15 thrusters done. Now I've done 6 plus 6. In addition, so I'm at 12 additional reps above 30, so 42 total reps. Here's another set of 6 coming up. Again, everything is feeling nice and controlled. But I do realize at this point that I have done a good job managing this workout. I have energy. I am tired. It's getting to me. But I think I can go more than 6 and 6 on this last minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow myself to go to the 4-minute mark, get 6 out of the way, and then I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive. Really proud of myself for having this game plan, for being able to actually finish this last set, this last minute with some big, big efforts. So here's my 6th rep. Glance at the clock. You see I'm at 16. Okay. Now I know I can't wait. I'm not only doing 6 more reps. Let's get more reps here. Okay. So before the 30, I get 5. I barely before the 30. So here's 5 reps. And in my mind, I'm like, I've got time. This is great. So there's 5. That's great. Feeling good about myself. Now, there's a lot of cheering going on in the background. A lot of screaming. You know, like, pick up the bar. You've only got 15 seconds left. Let's see what we can get. I hate not being able to see the clock, but I get 1, 2, lots of pain, 3, 4, and I find a lockout as that 5-minute mark is still on the clock. And that ended up being 64 total reps, and that's a good score. It's a good score. we'll talk about this. I yell out the password here, jump rope, and we'll move on from this. But so it felt like a good score. It felt like I executed this workout exactly the way I would want to do a workout like this. Everything was under control. Heart rate was really high, but I knew my capacity. I visualized my way through this workout multiple times, and I just really knew what I was going to do, at least until the 4-minute mark. Once I got through that set of 6 at the 4-minute mark, I just knew I had a little more in me to not do just one more set of 6, but just try to sneak in some extra reps. 64 was a really good number. In my age group, there's a score that did beat me in my age group, and you know, a lot of times you might wonder, like, do we actually pay attention to, what's going on in those age groups? So we pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, of course we do, and I see that. I did 64 reps in that workout. I watched Rich Froning do 75 reps, which is just mind blowing. Amazing that he got through 75 reps. There is someone in my age group who has a score of 82 reps for this workout. And um, I want to see that video. I'll just say that. I would really like to see that video. It's whenever you have a cluster of scores in an age group, or even a cluster of overall scores among all of the athletes, 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds, the cluster is right here. Then you have this anomaly out here that is, 7 more reps than Rich Froning. You know, uh, almost let's see, 64, 18 more reps, 18 more reps than what I just did. It does make you raise your eyebrows and make you wonder. So I want to see that video. Maybe that happened. But it's been a few days and CrossFit has not made a correction on the leaderboard for that. So maybe it's real. I'm not sure. We see anomalies like this from time to time on the leaderboard, almost every year. There's a couple of anomalies last year, and you're just like, huh, very interesting. And those anomalies don't show up normally in the top athletes, or especially the top athletes that stand on the podium at the games. Those anomalies show up in qualifiers. And again, I know they watch these videos. I know they scrutinize these videos. I know that penalties have been given in various to various individuals, and scores have been adjusted. So, what are you going to do? That's enough on that topic. What I did want to share with you guys is just how I got through these workouts. So, in the comments below, tell me how I can help you even more. Do you like videos like this? Do you like where I just kind of share an entire uncut video for the most part? I mean, we don't need to watch all of the rowing and shuttle runs, but do you like this uncut video where I am just talking about my thought process, what I was feeling, what I was thinking, what my strategy was as I work through these types of online events, as well as I'm more than happy to do this with just everyday workouts, because I know that when I was working my way through, the levels to get to the point where I was now, and I would just watch anything that would be beneficial. That someone in my age group, if I could see what they were doing, it would be so helpful to me. But that's just me. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. Of course, like the video, subscribe, all those kinds of things. Share it with a friend you think would find this valuable. And let me know, again, if this is valuable. I enjoy doing this, and I'm happy to do a lot of these if it's valuable to you. So with that said, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting our sponsors, Element, Barbell Apparel, companies that are willing to sponsor our Masters athlete. It's just really, really awesome. And until next time, our best life is ahead of us. Get bolder, not older. See ya.